When I was 19 and pregnant with my first child, I was excited about pretty much all aspects of parenting. I had picked out a sling. I knew we were going to be co-sleeping. I had a few items of organic cotton clothing for our baby. But there was one thing that I just really couldn't wrap my head around, and that was conventional diapering. And, you know, it was something I was pondering and thinking about it, but I just couldn't really imagine using diapers in the way that I had seen them being used, where, you know, a baby would soil their diaper and then it would be changed. It just seemed like this kind of strange thing that we do, but I didn't know that there was an alternative or another option until I was about 8 months pregnant, and a friend of ours had given us a gift of cloth diapers. And we just had to go and pick them out ourselves. So she sent us to the store. It was a beautiful baby store on 4th Avenue in Vancouver. And we were in the store chatting with this woman about which cloth diapers were the best. And, you know, she was showing us all her products. And then she just happened to mention that she had a new cleaning product in, and that she had called a friend of hers who had a 7-month-old baby and asked her if she had any dirty cloth diapers, because she wanted to try out this new cleaning product to see how well it worked. And her friend was like, no, we're diaper free. Our baby tells us when she needs to go pee or poo. And you know, the sales lady laughed, and she was like, you know, she'd forgotten that her friend was no longer using diapers. But anyways, we left the store. We'd picked out our beautiful dozen, I think they were called Mother E's, these like cloth diapers that snap and are adjustable and really well made to last. And, you know, we were happy with our purchase. And as we were walking home, I just kept thinking about what she'd said about diaper free. And then like 6 weeks later, when our son was born, we just spent like most of our time naked at home. The first week or so, we lived in a warm apartment. It was springtime, and we really quickly started to learn that he would give us cues when he needed to go pee or poo. And from that point on, we just stayed in tune with those cues. Later on, I found out that actually, you know, there had been books written about diaper-free or elimination communication, natural infant hygiene, as it's also called. And so that was really neat to learn that it was actually like a thing that is happening. So I also was really lucky living in Vancouver. I had 3 friends who gave birth like shortly after I did, who also ended up practicing diaper-free. And so the 4 of us all supported each other and guided each other through the hiccups, and it made it feel a little more normal. And as time went on, I researched this more and more, that actually, you know, for most of our time as human beings, we haven't used diapers. We've been really tuned into our baby's needs to eliminate, which is essentially when you're practicing elimination communication or diaper-free, you're cueing into a need that your baby has, just like your baby will signal when he or she is hungry. He or she will also signal when they need to go pee or poo. And in tuning into this need and responding to it, you develop this beautiful connection with your infant. It's like, I think all of us, when we have a new baby, we just want to give them the best of everything. We don't want them to cry. We don't want them to feel uncomfortable. We never want them to have diaper rash. You know, we just want the best for them. And for me, this was like another way to provide care that was really rewarding for everyone. My husband also really enjoyed it, because it was a way for him to connect with our son. That was really his own relationship. It wasn't about me feeding him. It was about my husband responding to his needs in a way that he could think one of the coolest moments for me was being out at a dinner party when our son was just a few months old, and my husband was holding our baby like across the room, and he was deep in conversation and I was deep in conversation, and suddenly I had this like little alarm bell go off like, oh, the baby needs to pee, and I looked at my husband and he caught my eye and I made this like hand sign that we used that was like for the bathroom, and he was like, oh, it needs to go pee, and sure enough they headed off to the bathroom and they were giggling and laughing, and it was a beautiful experience, a way to really deeply connect with our children and provide them with a really great sense of their own well-being and self-esteem. And even to this day, I think that you know, their healthy relationship with their bodies you know, is slightly attributed to that part. And so for me, like, I don't know how many times I've witnessed being at a dinner party and seeing people pass a baby from one side to the other, you know, like from one parent to the next, and like saying, oh, it's your turn to change the baby, or, you know, it's this sort of like almost embarrassing thing. And, you know, or been in social events where everybody all of a sudden can like smell that the baby has soiled their diaper and nobody's dealing with it. And to me, this was just like a way of parenting that I just didn't want to have any part of. And I was so relieved to find that there was this alternative. And I've seen many parents transition from like conventional diapering to responding to their baby's cues. And it's an incredibly empowering thing for them to go through and experience. And they report that they find not only a deeper connection around elimination communication, but like that their baby is able to communicate more with them about everything. Like, it feels like all their needs are getting met more readily. And this is a beautiful thing. And so I'm offering a course on diaper-free parenting. I've made it really easy and simple and easy to follow along. So if this is something you're interested in learning more about, follow the links below and sign up. Come see what can happen.